Hello everyone. Today we will take a look at the best mirrorless cameras in the market for 2021. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I will try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these cameras, you can check out the links in the description below. Before we start, I have a question for you guys. What is the reason you are looking at mirrorless cameras today? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. Fujifilm X330, best under $1,000. Fujifilm X30 brings the same 26 megapixel sensor processor and much of the features set at the high-end X-T3 at a more reasonable price. With the X-T30, you get Fujifilm latest AF system along with plenty of direct control and tilting touchscreen all in a smaller body. The X-T30 make use of the same AF size 26.1 megapixel extron CMOS4 sensor as the X-T3, and this has been designed with a backlit architecture to help it gather light as effectively as possible. The camera also gets the same X processor Pro 4 engine as the X-T3. Although the lower sensitivity in the ISO range is ISO 160 rather than X-T3 ISO 200 base, which is good news if you tend to shoot outdoor and bright light, particularly with wide aperture lenses. The ISO range stretch all the way to ISO 12800, although for those times when it's absolutely necessary. You can extend this an option equivalent to ISO 51200 at the upper and down to an ISO 80 equivalent. There is no image stabilization system incorporated in the camera itself, which means you need to make sure the lens you are using has this if you want to take advantage of it. This is not uncommon in cameras of this sort. In feature and performance, inside a lightweight compact body over pleasingly low price range. That is the name of the game with Fuji X-T30. Number 4. Sony Alpha A6100, best for money. Sony A6100 is a 24 megapixel APS-C mirrorless camera aimed securely at beginners and people who want attractive photos but don't necessarily think of themselves as photographers. Any powerful autofocus system make it one of the easiest cameras to use. If you just trust it to do its thing, the concentrate instead on what we are shooting. The A6100 specifications are not the cutting edge and it's priced accordingly. The A6100 is the best camera for anyone who wants to set up from their smartphone or an older interchangeable lens camera. Small enough for a coat pocket or purse, the A6100 is easy to bring along anywhere. It captures fine image quality even in a full auto mode, but it also offers considerable quality to refine setting and position. The A6100 is a perfect platform for beginners and intermediate level photographers or videographers to refine their skills up to a pro level. The only thing I don't like about this camera is the design. Sony's stubborn embrace of poor interface design can be frustrating, but those drawbacks are minor for an otherwise fantastic photographer device. The A6100 offers superb still and video image quality in all shooting conditions, and the device's brilliantly autofocus system greatly increases that chance whatever you point the camera at will appear sharp. In short, pitch camera generally make you a better photographer. Number 3. Canon EOS R5, best high-end camera. Canon EOS R5 is an excellent camera for professional or anyone that's looking for a supremely capable option for almost any type of photographer, from sports and action to studio portraits and landscape. It is an 45 megapixel full-frame mirrorless camera that can shoot clips of 8K video as impressive dual pixel autofocus and excellent ergonomics. It can also capture 10-bit HDR still and video for HDR display, and is the best virtual and mirrorless successor to Canon's 5D series DSLR cameras. It is not a perfect camera, but I think it is an excellent and highly competitive addition to an already crowded field of competent, highly resolution full-frame mirrorless cameras. The Canon EOS R5 is well suited for just about any type of photographer, whether you shoot portraits, events, wedding, sports, family gatherings, and more. We felt a bit let down by Canon's promises of the camera's override video capability. For most viewers, it is still a great option for getting good quality video clips of almost anything you pointed at. Power user that need the best video quality all the time won't be good fit, but otherwise the email or 5 years of authentic option for almost anyone looking for a quality full frame high resolution mirrorless cameras. Number 2. Fujifilm X-T for the best all-rounder. The Fujifilm X-T4 is the company's latest high-end photo and video APS-C mirrorless camera. It brings in body stabilization, faster shooting, improved autofocus, and the large battery to the already very capable X-T3. Wildwagon says the X-T4 is the system model to the X-T3 rather than a replacement, which is the born out of the specs and pricing. It is 26 megapixel camera capable of 20 fps shooting in 4K capture that up to 60p. In use, we found it offered distinct benefit over the X-T3. And although the autofocus performance is not cutting edge, it offers one of the best skill and video options you can buy. The X-T4 is the solidly built with all metal design that retains all the mechanical control you did expect from the brand. Fujifilm's film era body design is wrapped around an impressive new shutter mechanism with body image stabilization and a fully articulated rear touchscreen that can be turned around so it won't get scratched in your back. Most of the improvements to the X-T4 are aimed at the hybrid still and video shooter. I wouldn't hesitate to say this is the best camera on the market right now. For anyone who frequently switches between still and video capture, this is a real perfect camera for the sort of photographer who want the best both worlds, great still and good video. Number 1. Sony a7R3 Best Overall. The Sony a7R3 uses the same sensor as the a7R3 that came before it, but just about everything else has changed. The image processor and circuitry that drives it anew, which improves dynamic image. The processor also drives a new autofocus system which allows the camera to track a moving action at the 10 fps at 42 megapixel resolution. Add a high capacity battery, improved handling, and a larger viewfinder, and you have a full frame mirrorless camera that has formidable as competing SLR. It delivers outstanding image, video, and autofocus in order to earn the number 1 spot in our list. So might be disappointed that the a7R3 resolution is uncharged from the a7R2s at 42.4 million pixels. But their sensor is capable of outstanding quality, and the improvement to the continuous shooting speed are much more important because the new model can stop out at an amazing 10 frames per second at full resolution. The Sony a7R3 was so advanced when it launched that even 3 years later it can still hold its own against competition. Competing cameras have certainly caught, but this is still 42.4 megapixel powerhouse with image stabilization, 10 fps burst using uncropped 4K video on what the Seminar 3 has. But it contemporaries don't have is 3 years of price drop, which means that this camera can be held for a real bargain price. Indeed, unless you really need the extra resolution, this is gradually a better buy than the Sony a7R4, and the money you save can be invested in some great glasses.